Okay, this is a quick home inspection overview of 2416 South Forgeus. I'm going to start on the roof, then I'll do the exterior, then I'll do the interior. Okay, so the roof is in good shape. It looks like they sealed it recently. The sheathing here needs to be scraped and painted to protect it. The fireplace need what is called a spark arrestor, just to protect it against the sparks, to protect the roof against fire. This plant of this tree right here has to be trimmed because obviously it's affecting, it's against the structure. It damages the structure. It also brings termites. We got a couple spots with termites. I'll take you to those spots. This is a exposed gas line. And exposed gas line are required to be either galvanized or painted black piping. So at one time this was black piping, but black piping is recommended for interior. But if you are going to use it outside, then you have to protect it. Okay, this is furnace and also air conditioning units. The brand right here is International Comfort System, and it is 2020, April 2020. It's giving me a so temperature from the supply, but it does need to probably be maintained in order for it to give us a better readout. This is called a sediment trap or a drip leg, and it needs it's kind of rusted, and also it will need to be galvanized as well, or black piping. So this is the rest of the roof. This exhaust right here is for the hot water heater. Unfortunately, I could not turn it on because the gas is shut off right now. So the rest of the roof, this is how it looks like up here. So here's I'm going to get to this side. This is where the garage is, and we go over the garage when I get down. There's a couple soft spots in here, and there's a couple staining underneath, under the garage, but not in the house. So this might need a little bit of maintenance on this side. All right, I'm gonna go down and then we'll do the exterior. So I'm coming down the steps to start the exterior, and I'm gonna start right here on the exterior, then we go inside the garage. So when they built this addition for the garage, they built it right against the concrete slab without any stem wall. And what happens when you do that, then even though it's pressure treated wood, it will still rot and also will bring termites. So over here there's some termite damage, and there's also some termite damage outside. So I'll continue with the exterior, but if you look on the back here, you could tell that it is in contact with a concrete slab. So coming this way, a couple more things. This will need a bracket, a metal bracket, so it's not in contact with the ground. There's some damage in here, but it's not termites, it's just weathered. So over here, this concrete slab on this porch area should have been, they should have put expansion joints, but they don't have expansion joints. All this vegetation will need to be cleared back. Obviously, they need to cut this because it brings termites. These are dual pane windows. The house looks like originally has single pane windows, and now you can see that there's moisture in between the windows. So what happens inside the windows, you have gas, argon gas, and when the gas escapes, then the moisture comes in, and it loses the efficiency. Clean out for the chimney. Obviously it has to have a gate. Most of the time the gate is metal. So again, this is from down here. The tree should be trimmed. The gas meter, it is open. However, it's open here, but opened by the utility company, but they shut it off here. And the state of Arizona does not allow us to open it up because of safety. So these are single pane windows. Obviously no moisture in between the panes in here. Coming around here, it looks like they had a dog. So there's a lot of caving in here, and they we call that negative or faulty grade. So that will have to be repacked because otherwise the slab is going to get damaged and might crack. Again, these columns, because they are wooden columns, they should have been on metal brackets. This one is damaged right here, most likely by a dog. It looks like they've tied up a dog in there. That's option one. Option two, it could be that it could be termite damage and they try to clean it out, which I'll go with option two. Okay, so I'm going to go inside here in this utility closet. This is where the hot water heater is. A couple things in here. This has a sign right here of termite. There's a little bit of a termite tubing at the beginning of it. Hot water heater would require a drip pan, and also we have some corrosion right here. So the union coupling here has to be replaced. The water heater is 2021, so it's not in bad shape. It just needs to be properly maintained. And this connection is so you could connect a garden hose to it and drain it, but the connection is damaged, so that might have to be replaced. Otherwise, you're not able to drain it and maintain it. Here's the connections for hot and cold. And this wall right here is really damaged, and so is this one here. So yeah, so some TLC here needed. Okay, so continuing here. Obviously, vegetation has to be clear up in here. Coming down, this window right here is broken. This one will have to be replaced. And then this one right here outside the garage is also broken. So definitely it has to be replaced. Okay, so in this particular fascia board was replaced, but I put the one that they replaced, the one that was there was this one, and it's damaged by termites. So they only changed this piece, but this piece still shows signs of termites. Again, the columns are not supposed to be in contact with the ground, so they are in contact with the ground. I'm going inside the garage. Before I do that, I open this panel. I looked inside as well. So basically, in here, they have to be labeled properly. We're missing a couple screws, but it's not a big deal. We have one here securing the panel. I opened it up inside, and it's all proper. I'm looking for burnt wires or double wires used on the panel. This is supposed to be, like you can see here, has the ground, but when we go inside, you'll see that we're missing the ground. This cable right here is just a piece of exposed cable for antenna. It's not a big deal. It's not electrical. Okay, so went to this door right here through the garage. The panel you can see is damaged here. And then this is where I was telling you there's some water stain in the garage. So these fluorescent lamps, I put the switch on, but fluorescent lamps are not coming on. And obviously we have no garage door opener, and there's no garage door sensors either. So we would need a garage door opener. No termite damage on here, but on this particular spot that I showed earlier. So I'm going inside the house, and we continue. Okay, now I'm coming inside the house, and I'm gonna start with, I start in one corner here with the outlets, and then I go all the way around the house, all the way around the walls, come back to the same spot to make sure that I don't miss anything. So in this particular outlet, just like I was telling you, it's an older home, and it doesn't have ground. It just has two hot and neutral, no ground. So I'm able to test the outlets with this wireless tester. So this one has ground, and if I put this in here, it would tell me the voltage. It tells me that it's okay. It tells me that there's nothing that is not reversed, or it's not missing the ground. So that is good. So as I continue in this room here, some damage, but I did use a moisture detector. I did not detect any moisture on the wall. This is what I use right here, and I put it on. building material because it's not wood, it's drywall. Okay, and then I test it right here like that, and it shows no reading, so that means that there's no moisture. Up here you have some signs of what it looks like damage, but if you get a closer look at it, basically the crickets would deposit cricket eggs in liquid and they stay, and that's what you see there. So that's basically cricket damage. On this wall-mounted unit, they connected this wire right here, so obviously that's not electrically safe. Wall-mounted units are outside the scope of inspection. On this fireplace, it would need a spark arrestor too, so it has to be protect out here, so you need some type of protection, either glass or metal. These are the windows from the outside that have moisture in between the pane. This is a closet, obviously, and is missing the doors. Okay, so continuing this way, I'm only going to take you into things that need repair and that damage. So right here, at the entrance, you got a few cracked tiles here, and then really bad cracked tile there. Okay, as I continue, a few more cracked tiles, and then continuing here in this room, this is linoleum, and some of this is damaged. As you can see, this door is missing the hardware, and there's some damage here to the drywall inside this room, and there's also some damage right here to the ceiling on that drywall. So this door right here would hit the frame, so most of the doors need adjusting. Okay, coming into this room, the floor is damaged also, but if it's to be a bedroom, it has to have a window to the exterior, and the window has to be for means of egress. That seems to be the window, but it doesn't lead to the exterior. It leads to another room, but it has to lead to the outside in case of a fire. Okay, so this is hallway number one. I'm sorry, bathroom number one right here in the hallway. A few things in here. Tub is pretty much, the surface is damaged. The water here, very little pressure. The pressure, when I measured, it was about 35 psi, but there's no water coming out of here, very little, and it's not even coming to the shower head. You can see this pressure here, and a little more when you open that up. So, but again, I'm not sure if it's a city issue, but that's what we got. So these outlets have to be GFCI. They have to have the ground. GFCI stands for ground fault circuit interrupter. So it doesn't have it because it's close to the water. It has to have it. The same thing on this one here. It does have the ground, but it does need to be GFCI. I could not test the stove or the range because the gas is off. So that is something that they need to probably give us some gas, and I'll be able to do so. So we got some leak. Water is leaking from here, and there's some previous water damage in the back. So most likely that base would need to be cleaned up or replaced, one of the two, but there's water leaking from here. Okay. The stove needs a anti-tipping bracket. They're usually like $15, and he grabs one of the legs so he doesn't tip forward if a child were to step on it. Okay, in this hallway bathroom here, it does have a GFCI, ground fault circuit interrupter. It needs some, basically here, some caulking. Inside, looks like previous water damage. It's not leaking right now, but there's the back, you can see that the damage left sort of like moisture or mildew. We're not mildew or mold experts, but we have to point it out. There's a seam cracking on this. It is pretty common on drywall. This room right here does not have any air conditioning. The only thing that they put in was a register to come for technically they want the air to come through here, and that's not happening. This was an opening here, probably for the Maybe they had a storm cooler, but there's an opening here. It's not a skylight. So again, this is a little bit of damage here, but not it's not current damage. Damage to the wall, and that's the window from the outside that was broken. So that's pretty much the conclusion. The rest of it will be on the report. I'm just giving you the highlights, and I hope this helps.